All right, let's have a chat about how to price your builder in a bottle services for clients. There's no hard and fast, well, there kind of is a hard and fast rule, but not one quick enough to give you in a video. So we thought we'd give you some perspective instead. So we do have an online module called How to Set Your Prices, which goes into much more depth and will give you a really accurate answer. But we can still chat about how we feel about pricing builder in a bottle, and that will still help you.
Yeah, like where it sits in your price menu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you wanna? You go first.
I'll go first. Okay. So, BIAB overlays are my bread and butter service. It's what I do all day, every day. I barely do extensions because everyone can grow their nails so long with it. And I believe in it so much, I don't even offer a regular gel polish service to my clients. And no one asks for it. No one complains. They just go, okay, that's what you do, and they freaking love it. And if I have one super particular client that doesn't like the thickness of a substantial overlay, so I give her a thin overlay. So I don't miss regular gel polish, so that's my quick whys. So rather than charging, say, $50 for a gel polish manicure and adding on $10 for builder in a bottle, I charge an overall higher price and give everybody builder in a bottle because I believe in it so much.
How much do you charge for builder in a bottle?
I charge $65, and there's a bit of other, more variation to how you can charge it, because some people charge, say, $70 for your first application and then $60 or $65 for backfills. But I find if initial service is as much work, if not, I find them very equal. Whether you backfill or it's the initial overlay, I find them very equal in time, and product use is so minimal, I don't charge a difference.
Does your 65 include a colour?
It does include gel polish colour. And then I also know other people do charge more for removal, but I don't remove, I backfill. So I charge $65, and in saying that, I'm going to raise my prices. I'm going to go up to $75, which is a hefty jump for a price change, but I firmly believe that's what my services are worth.
Yep. So I've talked about what I actually charge, which is $55 for a gel polish and $70 for builder in a bottle. But how I have chosen my prices is I followed the methods in How to Set Your Prices originally, but not very much of what we charge is based in product usage. Like, the actual products themselves are not what we're charging money for. We're charging money for our skill and experience and our environment and everything but the product. So
the time it takes to do the service.
So with builder in a bottle, basically my gel polish I block out 45 minutes for, and my dip manicures, which were, so my gel polish I block out 45 minutes and it's $55. And then the way that my prices work, it kind of is just an extra $15 per 15 minutes. So like a dip manicure, I block out an hour and 15 just in case, and so that I charge $85 for. Well, I can do a builder in a bottle manicure, and I do overestimate all of my times because I can usually do stuff quite a bit quicker, but also all of my clients get scrub and lotion at the end of their appointments, so that does take a little bit extra time. But so with a builder in a bottle manicure, I block out an hour, and therefore I charge $70, which is halfway between $55 for a 45-minute service and $85 for a hour and 15-minute service. So I just factored in time, because the amount of money it costs me to buy the product to do a builder in a bottle manicure is a matter of cents different to dip or gel polish or traditional polish or liquid and powder. It's not different enough for me to go back through and do the entire module again. I just chucked it somewhere in the middle, based entirely on how long it takes me to do.
If you have a well thought out, robust, accurate, it's going to make you a living wage and profit prices. So if you have a good pricing system already, following Penny's advice, I think it's quite easy just to slot builder in a bottle there, just based on your time and the perceived value. But I think what's most problematic and what we can't really address in like a few minute video is how to set your prices completely. What does it actually cost? How much do you want to be earning? Are you like an extra $15 per 15 minutes like Penny? I think it's easy once it's being slotted in.
Yeah. My $15 per 15 minutes is kind of because with my cheapest thing is a manicure, $55. And to be honest, actually, I used to block out half an hour for it. And when I moved to this town, I added the scrub and lotion. So I added 45 minutes, but I also had no clients to start with. So I had the luxury of time. In hindsight, not in hindsight, but now I wish that I could just knock the scrub off and go and cut 15 minutes off all my appointment times. But anyways, my $55 for a base service, I know that covers all my bills. And I know that if I'm taking like twice that to do a service, I need to cover twice as many bills with that money. But realistically, most of that $15 per 15 minutes is mine. It's not really like a lot of stuff has been paid for. Like the product has been paid for in the first $55. The files and the buffers and most of the electricity, stuff like that. It doesn't differ too much, so
it's not covering costs. It's straight into your pocket, really.
Yeah. Other than the fact that like if you do how to set your prices, you'll know that a lot of the costing is based on an hourly thing and dividing a lot of your bills into hours of the day. So like if I'm going to take quite long with someone, it does come in, but that's where like something that's going to take me 2 hours, I charge $145 for. So everything's more than covered.
Can we talk about charging for removal versus including removal?
Yeah.
So I don't charge for removal. Honestly, one of the main reasons is for ease of use. I like a super simple, super easy to understand menu, and I'd rather if someone clicks one button and books one service, I do everything for them if I can. So it's for my client's user experience, which is very important to me, but also because I don't want a price difference whether my client needs a soaked off set or a backfill set, and my client couldn't possibly know that difference. It's a technician's job, and I don't want what's best for their nails to be, I don't want price to be a factor. Whatever you need, I'm going to give it to you. I don't want you, yeah. Does it make sense?
Yep, and I agree. Back in the olden days, I had everything priced out separately, so manicure and then an extra this much for removal and extra this much for gel on top of acrylics and whatever, and someone would get a receipt with like 5 things on it, and so then I still years ago I shifted to being really, really almost oversimplified, and I do what Erin does, and removal is included with every single thing that I do. I think the example I thought of while you were talking was about simplifying is for a full set of extensions. Back in the olden days, I was taught with tips, and then I learnt with forms, and then I offered both, but I was taught that forms were worth more, and that was one of the perks of doing forms, was that you could charge more. So I had a tip price and a form price, and then people would choose tips because it was cheaper when forms are so much better. So then I made extensions a price. And manicure is a price, whether it's gel or traditional polish. All of my things are like that, and removal is included in every service. The only one I have changed is since moving to a holiday town, I have a separate exorbitant price for removing dip that I didn't do myself, because the first summer I was here, I had heaps and heaps of young holiday makers coming in, booking a dip manicure, and then turning up with SNS on their nails. And when a dip manicure is my work, I know that I can get it off and then back on again in 45 minutes to an hour. But when a dip manicure is not my work, I know soak off alone can take an hour. So it really affected my times that first summer. So I actually changed it so that if it's not my dip manicure, it's $70 just to take it off because I block out an hour to do it.
Yeah.
And so I need my whole hour. And every single person that asks about it is like, no, I'm not paying that. And I'm like, cool, come back when your nails are naked, which is a bit of a risk because some of them go away and pick it all off. I do tell them not to do that, and I explain it, and they just think that I'm arrogant and annoying and eccentric. But the only exception, and I tell everybody this, is if they come back with someone else wanting a gel polish manicure, I will wrap their dip up, do the gel polish manicure, and then do their dip service. And if they do that, if they bring me another client, I won't charge them for the removal because I'm not sitting here waiting for it to come off.
You're so ballsy. I don't know if I could ever tell a client that. You're not wrong.
They get mad.
Yeah. Because
it's ridiculous.
Bold. It's so bold.
It's absolutely ridiculous, but it really effed up that first summer because many young people were turning up with SNS and asking for me to just do their dip manicure, and it's not. That's a 2-hour service.
It is.
I'm not doing that.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, but luckily because it's the regulars, the residents that live here all the time, don't turn up to me with SNS. It's only holiday makers, and so I care less about pissing them off because
it's still your time. You're not overcharging them. You just have a ridiculously long service to remove.
Yeah, well, it's too risky, and that's why if they bring a friend that I can do their nails in between, great. And if it was a walk-in, like there's exceptions. If it was a walk-in, I would say, look, if it takes ages to come off, I'm going to have to charge you separately for removal and reapplication. But if this comes off in the next 15 minutes, I will only charge you for reapplication. Sure. Like you just said, but that's the risk you've got to take. And I have a few people take me up on that. But so like, anyways, removal is included. But if with BIAB, if it's a backfill or if they want it soaked off and put back on again, it's included. But I don't tell them an option.
No.
I just get my e-file out and start taking the gel off, and they go, oh, do you backfill? Like, I usually say, is it okay if I use an e-file on you if it's someone I haven't done it before?
You just
but I don't tell them that I just say, we backfill it, we don't soak it off. And then if someone wants it off for good, it's $20.
Yeah, that's a different service because, I mean, you're buffing high shine and shaking tidy and stuff. I do charge an additional $10 to remove a gel polish or BIAB manicure. I'm have an electric file, so they're equal time removal for me pretty much. I charge an additional $10 to remove another salon's gel polish or BIAB manicure work, mainly for the inconvenience and because you just don't know what's going to walk in through your door.
Yeah, I haven't come across, that might change this summer with holiday makers, but I haven't come across like what I've done previously. If someone turns up with BIAB on already, that's a rarity. If it's either I did it or it's a rarity because I'm in a small town, so it's not, there aren't options here for getting it done lots of places and shopping around. So if you come to me with someone else's work, you don't live here, or you went on holiday and came back, but like generally you don't live here. So last summer BIABs were pretty rare to turn up, like most people don't know what it is. But if someone turned up with it on, I would say, look, I can soak it off, but if it takes a long time to soak off, which it could, I'm going to have to charge for the whole soak off time. And that's the risk that you're going to have to take. Option 2 is that I can backfill it with my own product and it'll cost the amount that you booked for, but you have to understand that I can't guarantee it won't break down because it's not the right product on top of the right product.
Sure.
That can be really tricky because at this current point in time, lots of people don't know what BIAB is. Like lots of clients don't know what BIAB is. They either know exactly what it is and they're diehard, or they have never heard of it before. Especially because it's not in nail bars, and I feel like a lot of Joe Public learn everything they know about nails from nail bars. So because no one's ever heard of it, I'll get holiday makers coming in and I'm pretty sure they've got BIAB on, but they have no idea how to describe it to me. And some of the places they're getting it from, like I can usually tell once I start doing it if it's like dip or if it's BIAB or whatever it is,
Mm.
but sometimes they're describing it as some really funky ass stuff like
Gel acrylics.
gel acrylics and like just all sorts of weird ass stuff that I'm like, yeah, but that's not a thing. Like, what is it though? And so there've been a couple of times where I've rung salons that I know and I'm like, hey, I've got someone who's here on holiday, like, what did you put on them?
Sure.
And then I know what to do. But if they came to me from a nail bar, I'm like, we need to have a chat because I don't know how long this is going to take me.
Sure. As a rough guideline, if you do offer gel polish services, what sort of percentage can be expected to be an add-on? So if you have a everyone does gel polish.
Mm-hmm.
That's your bread and butter. What are you adding? A 10% increase? Are you adding the time it takes? Like, what's
I'm adding
your
the time it
guideline?
takes. So I guess if you want a percentage, it depends. Like, if you're booking an hour out for gel polish and it takes you 15 minutes longer for a BIAB or gel polish, then that's 25% more.
Okay.
But I don't think you can qualify it as just a percentage, like it's 10% more or whatever, because what if actually you're really proficient at BIABs but you're quite slow at gel polish? Or what if your gel polish is non-soak off but your BIABs you back? Like, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think you can qualify it as just a percentage without also factoring in the time.
Sure. So consider the time it takes and compared to gel polish and add that in.
Yeah.
And you need to practice. It is different to gel polish, so you need to practice and actually learn what your time is, and your first 5 sets aren't going to be an accurate reflection of how long it's going to take you in salon once you've done 50 sets.
Yeah. Even your first 10 sets, like your first 5 you're going to mess them up, and then your second 5 you're going to start to get good. So after 10 you could be like, I feel like this is where I'm sitting, and you can probably comfortably sit there for a bit and be able to price it. But realistically, there's no easy answer, and you should definitely do the how to set your prices module.
Yeah, but that's a bit of perspective in terms of removal, to remove separately or to move additionally, and if you are going to charge for removal, when, where, what, and how.
Yeah.
Get them to bring a friend if you can.
Yeah.
That's removal.
So I've been doing nails at the time of this recording 14 years, and in that whole time, okay, yes, BIAB didn't exist that whole time, DIP did, but we didn't use it, whatever. But I've never had to do what I do here with charging a full hour's time to soak off dip.
Yeah.
Because in a city that was not an issue. I didn't have people shop it. Like, if you're going to shop around, you shop around different nail bars and malls. You don't shop around...
You stay in your lane.
Nail techs that work from home.
Yeah.
Whereas here, I work from home, but I am on a main road. But in summer, 80% of the people in town are here on holiday. It's just very different. So, like, I've never done that $70 soak-off price until now. And that's why it's got so many exceptions, because I'm covering my back for those few that are going to ruin my day by taking ages and putting me behind. But it is a stupid price.
But that's the exception, not what our students can expect to encounter.
Yeah, because I didn't encounter it myself until I moved to a very specific type of town.